I am Leonardo, born on the 17th of April, 1452, in a small town nestled between green hills, a place called Vinci. It wasn't the grand city that many would imagine, but just a dot on the map of Italy at the time. Yet, this small town was the starting point of a life that no one could have predicted, nor even imagined. My father, Ser Piero da Vinci, was a lawyer and a local official. My mother, Caterina, was a humble peasant woman, and despite the poverty she faced, she possessed a heart full of love and tenderness. From a young age, I felt different from the other children. I didn't enjoy playing with them like everyone else. I would hide in a corner, watching the birds flying in the sky or observing the delicate movement of water in small streams, wondering about everything, about how the world around me worked. I was always searching for things I couldn't understand. And I realized early on that I didn't just need to play and be entertained. I needed to discover how the world worked. There was something unusual within me, something that pushed me towards something greater than the world I knew. As I grew older, I began to draw things. My first drawing was of a tree. It wasn't just any tree. It was full of details no one had ever noticed before. I then moved on to drawing animals, shadows, and water. I had no teacher to guide me. Observation was my first teacher, and passion was my drive. At a young age, my innate skills in drawing became strikingly apparent. But that wasn't all. My eyes, which were always watching everything around me, taught me how to notice things in a different way. It was an instinct, accompanied by a love for knowledge, which allowed me to understand a world that others couldn't see. Then came that day that changed the course of my life forever. At the age of 15, when I was still in Vinci, my father decided to take me to Florence, the capital of the Italian Renaissance, where there were vast opportunities to pave the way for a better future. From there, my great story began. Florence was a place that breathed art and learning. There, in that city that echoed with the voices of philosophers and scientists from all over Europe, I began to feel I had found the right path. I knew it was the place I needed to be to achieve everything my mind craved. It wasn't just a place of opportunity. It was a place that offered you a chance to be part of a great change. In Florence, there were art schools and workshops for painters, but what attracted me the most was the competition among the artists. I wanted to be part of this world. And of course, the first to discover me was the great artist Andrea del Verrocchio. He was a brilliant teacher at his workshop and was known for training many of the great artists of that time. He was thrilled when he discovered my skills and didn't hesitate to give me the opportunity to work with him. That was the moment when I began to learn the true secrets of art within a real workshop. What I had once dreamed of was now a reality in my hands. In his workshop, I learned the techniques of painting and sculpture. Andrea emphasized the importance of deeply understanding details, how trees bend, how light reflects shadows, how muscles move in the human body during motion. This was the phase where I began exploring both the scientific and artistic beauty in tandem. But what truly set me apart was my intense focus on studying things as they were, not how people usually see them. While working with Andrea, I discovered something new every day. I began to see life as a living picture before my eyes, but I wanted to capture everything as it truly was in reality. My passion for exploring the secrets of nature and deep philosophical concepts about life grew stronger every day. Art to me wasn't just an expression. It was a way to understand the universe. Then came the day I decided to leave Andrea's workshop, not because I had stopped learning, but because I wanted to be an independent artist. I wanted to paint the world in my own way. I wanted to capture the moment in everything. This was the true beginning of my journey, where I transitioned from being just a student to becoming a creative artist in my own right, and thus began my journey into the world of art. With it also began my questions about everything around me and my quest for answers. Then came the day I began work on my famous painting, Mona Lisa. You cannot imagine how much of a challenge this painting was for me. From the beginning, I had a clear vision. The Mona Lisa was not just an ordinary woman. She was a symbol of human mystery. I wanted to capture her features in a way that went beyond the external form. I aimed to reveal her soul, her thoughts, and her inner contradictions. The Mona Lisa wasn't just a simple smile. It was the smile that held endless depths, the kind that could stir wonder and curiosity in anyone who looked at it. The challenge wasn't just in painting her expression or smile, but also in mastering light and shadow in the artwork. I knew that light was not merely a tool to show form, it reflected what lay within a person. That is what made the Mona Lisa so extraordinary to me. My painting breathed life. It reflected the depth of humanity in every detail. For years I worked on this painting, reworking it again and again until I achieved the result that satisfied me. That painting marked the beginning of a new style in art, one that looked deeper into humanity than mere colors and shapes. But the Mona Lisa was not the only painting that had a profound impact on my career. Around the same time, I began work on The Last Supper. This painting was entirely different. It didn't focus on a single person, as the Mona Lisa did, but captured a large group of figures in a decisive moment. It depicted the moment when Christ announced Judas's betrayal. I wanted to portray this pivotal historical moment with the highest degree of emotional power. My task was to capture the reactions of individuals at that instant, from confusion to anger, from sorrow to betrayal. I wanted to show how these emotions intertwined within each character. In this painting, every detail mattered, from facial expressions to hand gestures and the way their eyes met. I worked on each figure individually, ensuring that every one of them was unique. It was more than just a painting. It was a living representation of human emotion in a moment of intense tension. I learned so much from these two paintings. I learned that art is not simply a representation of outward beauty, but a mirror of the human soul. I always ask myself, how can I make people see humanity as I see it? How can I show the complexity of internal emotions and the thoughts that wrestle inside every person? Then there was another great challenge of mine, Salvator Mundi. This work was, for me, a quest to find balance between religion and science. I wanted to show how light and darkness could coexist in a single image, how humanity could carry both purity and sin within. This painting was an attempt to combine religion with my scientific discoveries, particularly those regarding optics and anatomy. These paintings mark the beginning of my unique understanding of art, art that captures the intricate details of humanity as it captures life itself. For me, art was about achieving a complete understanding of people, inside and out. I aspired to be an artist whose work went beyond what was visible, reaching into the essence of humanity itself. But it was never easy, as you know. Each artwork took a long time to complete, and I didn't always have the comfort I needed to finish my work in the way I wanted. Some people urged me to work faster, but I believed that art could not be rushed. If you want to create something timeless, then time is the thing you will need most.
Don't miss out. Subscribe now and be one of the first to join Hear and Reflect. Unforgettable stories await you.